Greetings again, Alpha Magnus here. Hopefully this is the final video of this. I don't even know what to consider this. It's the Haslab, I almost said Unicron. It is the Haslab Victory Saber. So far so good. It's winning me over. I was not initially down because he was smaller than the rest. But this is actually turning into a pretty neat little project here for the day. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to try to take this off, and without too much issue, we're going to slide this around. That back there. And now I got our stand ready. We're going to move these two over. With the sword that I still don't know a good place to put it. I kind of was hoping that they have it slide in the bottom of the thing or something. Like that would have been a little clip, would have been nice. Whatever. We're going to take this all apart and try to get him back into functioning robot mode. First. Last two videos were over. Oh man, this guy is on here pretty good. Let's pull these separate. There's a little clamp right there. So these blue dots go into the red spot there. So hopefully I can do this pretty quick, because it doesn't seem like this is too difficult of a transformation to memorize, I guess. The best of my knowledge. Because they want you to have this back in regular robot mode to transform them into his super mode, as you will. Which, yeah, it doesn't seem too difficult here, but I didn't want to do it off camera, just in case someone's like, how'd you do that? It is here. Boom. One thing I will say is that this is, I won't say lacking. If you ever run into this problem, just do that. The instructions are missing a couple steps, and they're not like easy to decipher steps. Ended up ripping a part out that shouldn't have. But all in all, pretty good. So I'm not worried about putting their weapons back in or nothing. We're just going to keep him like so. And there is Victory Leo. Get out of here, skids. Nobody likes you, skids. Alright, fold this back up. Oh, you know what? Don't do that yet. This is the button I was talking about. It doesn't tell you to do this, but if you press this, it like releases a part for this guy to get out. There. It actually moves this piece out so it doesn't clamp them in. And then you do have some pressurized blue ones there. But this is the red button. So don't do that. Don't be like me. Flip these down, these back, these back, these back, and this, and this, and this. All right. This was the harder part. I think this folds into his ankle here. There. Pop that, and that, and that. Thus far, nothing wrong with quality control. I have not seen anything too detrimental. A couple loose parts, but that's nothing I gotta worry about, really. The real main issue is that there's a lot of people running into very bad paint errors, and a couple of even worse, like two of the same parts, so you get two right pieces, making it impossible to do like super modes and stuff. didn't run into that, thank goodness. So only 2 pieces really worry me, and this is one of them, and it's palm plastic. So it looks like you can take this apart, so in the future we might be looking at replacement parts for that. Nothing too terrible. Nothing too terrible indeed. I was real worried that like a whole chunk of this was going to be that plastic. Oh, can't believe that worked. There's a little nub right here. Gives me just enough leverage to pop that out. There you go. And there. All right. I do also like how they gave you these. These, I don't know if they do anything else, but are for articulation. So you've got some forward shoulder action. Fold that up, there. And he does have his bendy earpieces there. Reverting this guy is a little different because I don't remember. Let's pop the sword back in. I think this came out. This came out. This folded down. My big fat hands out of the way. Like so. Oddly enough, this part is probably the weirdest part of transformation. Everything else is pretty intuitive, so that's good when they're not throwing you curveballs. No, that doesn't make... Ooh, almost forgot this little dude. That little dude in there. Pull that out. This guy flips out, and then you flip his head forward, scarily. Then there's a little slot that goes. I think we'll feed his head in first. This thing is scary. This is the scariest part of it. There. Does have some pretty decent light piping for being a tiny little dude. And it does spin. That's the most impressive part of it. This head still has rotation there. No, it's not on a ball joint or nothing, but that's still pretty impressive. All right, so I'm gonna fold this up. This has to go. Maybe I wasn't supposed to do that part, and this actually doesn't have to go this way. Nope, doesn't. I misremembered that. Okay. Then this folds. Maybe it does come out. Oh no, I've forgotten already. So now I gotta look at the other side because I gotta figure out how this transforms. Another thing we'll tell you is watch flipping this a lot. Because I've already ripped my instructions because this paper is super thin. The instructions for that are down there anyway. So don't even need to flip that. So does flip up. Looks like it doesn't clip. That's why I'm running into that problem. So I did have it right the first time. This part just doesn't clip where you would expect it would. All right, done, done, done. There, it just kind of sits. It doesn't really clip in anywhere, even though that feels like it should. Fold these back down. Folds back. Apologize for this, because this was unexpected to run into this mess. Does it just sit like that? Feels like it should fold somewhere else, maybe? No, that ain't gonna do it. This is where you gotta No, it does go in there. Of course, leave it to this part to be the part that foils me, because that's what it shows on here. This goes like that. This somehow fold out more than I think it does. Aha! I see what the problem is. This folds first, then goes there. All right, here. In case you're running into the same problem, when you switch them back, this is what I was doing wrong. I was trying to bend this, but these parts get in the way of the crotch there. You have to undo them, fold it, then do it. Then he folds up nice and tight, like so. You win some, you lose some with these figures. All right. So that's what he's supposed to look like before you plop her in here. And luckily, it doesn't look like he actually snaps in there like I thought. These pieces that were giving me problems previously actually just plug right into him, into the saber portion of the unit a little better than the shield. So don't break those trying to get that stupid shield mode on. And then, unlike the original one, this just clips onto top. But it does allow you to have the movement and up and down by doing so. Alright, now let's get this next mode finished, which is the, I guess, super mode. Which I guess we start with this guy here. We're going to actually plop him on the back of this first, so I can do it without having to do too much movement on that. Bam. All right. Pop this down. Actually, pull this whole thing out somehow, like that. Shows this, turning these this way. Yeah. And then folding that up. Oh, and I'm actually folding these out. All right. Probably just for an aesthetic look. I think folding them this way would be a little better looking. I think that's what you're supposed to do. Okay. Bam. Bam, bam. And these are supposed to click down here into the wings. Tommy Likey Wingy. Which is funny because I don't even think he says that in that movie, but that's what everybody says. And then these fold up. Not from this part, I don't think, but there. Bam. This part folds out. And these symmetrical dock apart. Looking good. Fold this piece up. The zip-foot. Killing me here. Tiny little pieces there. We're just gonna pull this out and use it for what it's worth. Looks like something folds up here. But only on the right side? These fold up. I'm not seeing anything there that needs to fold up. Oh no. Okay, never mind. It is only on the right side. I was gonna get worried. So this part here isn't on this side because they click together. You fold that up to get it out of the way. That's why it only shows it on that side. Getting kind of hectic in here. Fold that up and down. This part folds into itself. Probably folds that back up. Maybe not. And it shows it folding here, but it doesn't show it clamping down very well. I guess it doesn't have to. It's not a bam. Fold this down, that in. This part though does. This part will probably go there. Aha. So if you look here, there's a this piece goes right there as it's folding down. Hopefully that doesn't like perma-lock it in there, making it impossible to get out. But guess what? He's going to probably stay in this forever after this, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Fold there at the guns. Cool. 2 feet. You fold this piece out, and then these clippies up. clippy up, fold. Looks like we fold this straight down. Nope, like that. Yep. And then clip. This goes on the bottom of the foot. Let's make sure we got the right side, which it looks like we do. And that folds there. Giving us that look there. So he is essentially just feet at this point. Thank you for being my feet. Alright. I'm gonna leave that out for a second just in case. And then this part goes onto his back. Looks like so this piece goes right in there, and it actually has a nice little clip. So you can push it in and it clamps in. And these parts go right into his little shoulder plops, which I was not expecting to work as well as they just did. So that's cool. Let's get this up a little bit since he is a chunky boy. Looks like you can actually store this here if you so wanted to for the sword hilt. What else do we got? Oh, it's actually got a sideways slot. Oh, you can store the whole shebang here. Shebangs. All right, yep. This sword piece doesn't stay in here too hot, so that is probably one of my biggest complaints about this entire set. The sword was like an afterthought. I'm for sure someone will come out with a cooler sword eventually. And then on the back, you can plop either the gun, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to do the shield back here. So you fold this up. That go there. So this can fold and store in there if you put it by the butt there. You have to take this off, which is annoying. And this plugs there somehow. Not too sure how that works. Maybe yeah, I'm not too sure on this one, guys. Oh, okay. Piece goes right in here. That doesn't seem right. Ah, there. It's got to be upside down, so this piece has to be pointing up. And this goes right there. We're gonna have fun and put it this way. Adjust it there. I mean, it stores it at least. It's something more than I was expecting, honestly. Useless sword. That's it. Let's get this thing folded up. It doesn't seem like we've got anything else we need to use this for. I'm going to take a deeper dive on the actual figure. Flip that over. And I think I could probably transform this one just by memory from now on. Might be a couple parts that foil me, but he is way easier than Unicron. Unicron was a test, and I think that they failed miserably. I would like to see more Haslabs. So let's take a look. Even in his super mode, he is technically taller than Jetfire here. Jetfire, I think, was a $90 figure. I did not pay that because I am cheap. I think I found it on clearance somewhere. So let's actually pop him off the stand here. He does stand on his own, I'm pretty sure, because this seat's real tight. Yeah. So that is nice. You don't actually need the stand, unlike Unicron, who will fall over if you breathe on him. Let's take this thing off too. I think the community will find better places for his weapons to store. That is just a guess, because this does not feel like the cleanest. If you look at it, he is not taller than try to get a good side by side here of these two there. So for a $90 figure, yes, this has way more engineering, but this was pretty much the same amount of plastic. It's a little bit heavier, but Jetfire here still got a good half-inch on him. And this being a much more expensive figure is a little bit disappointing too. Now, he doesn't have ankle tilts, it looks like, but he does have... he does have... this mode has ankle tilts, so you can get that at least. Let's try to take another deeper dive on this guy. As I said, the head does move around. It is actually, that's a little scary because it's actually the head underneath that's turning. We do have an up and a down. These do pretty much move out of the way if you want them to. You can store this on the back. It's a little bit wonky. I would like something a little more defined on that. Does look like, however, you can do this, which is what I was kind of hoping for. Some sort of I don't know, super mode's the word or something, but something to lock this down a little better than before. And I actually don't know if this even shows that you can do this on the figure, but I'm assuming that this clips on somewhere. Maybe not. I swore, didn't I have it? Oh no, I had this clipped on. That's what it was. This guy was clipped on. So let's twist her around and clip this guy in here. Two things. I think I'm gonna try to see if I might just make a bigger sword for him. I do have a couple render form swords sitting around from TFCon's past. I might try to get those to work together with this. This series was very much sword based, so there were a lot of swords in play for it. we're just going to put this right here because this is pretty simple. This gun is just ridiculous. It doesn't really fit anywhere. I wonder if we can just tap this onto here and get both. Yeah, look at that. It's double gun. We're going to fan mode this unit. That's probably my biggest complaint thus far, is that this is a really tiny sword. They didn't give us any extra swords to combat that. Let's actually do this. Oh yeah, now we're rocking. That is not a proper way to hold that. There's got to be something else here that just I'm missing. Okay, that plugs in a lot better and looks a little better too. So you can actually, looks like that pushes in there. Jesus. This allows you to hook it in this mode. If you pull it back, then it goes completely in there. I didn't see that in the instructions. If I missed it, I'm sorry, Hasbro guy who did that. Hasbro Takara guy, you did well. I just might be blind. I don't know. All in all, I'm glad I have him. Because without the Haslab project, I probably wouldn't have a Victory Saber. And if I did, he'd be very, very light on that. Two things I am going to give critiques on. Some of the tolerances are a little pushed. Yes, that's not a problem. The paint, I don't have any paint issues really. My chest here is fine. The chest on this guy was a little bit messed up, but thanks. I think it's on this foot, but it's nothing bad. It's just a couple splotches, nothing that I really care about. It's the size. For this kind of figure, I was expecting bigger, I guess. And if you're fine with the size of this guy, that's cool. But never did I think that the Commander class was going to be bigger than this. I'll take some pictures and put them on my Instagram at Alpha Magnus to show you, but there definitely is a difference. This is a pleasant surprise, although mine has some weird little fleck down here. I'm sure it's gonna get gored up in the time. This is actually really nice. It's like an acrylic. I don't know. It's very flexible versus what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be a hard acrylic. Hopefully the Death Source one is just as good. I think these guys were a late addition. Not really needed. Whatever. Like, who cares? It's cool that they included them. They will go in my pile of Micromaster guys that I have. I might even put them in bot mode. I don't usually carry these guys in bot mode, but I kind of have two of the same already, and they look a lot different in their bot modes than the other two guys do that I have, and whatever there. All in all, it's a good purchase still. These legs, I might have to go through and try doing some Teflon tape. If you have not seen that, there's pretty simple ways of getting these guys to stand up and not fall apart. It's just by using some Teflon tape, and it doesn't take much. So keep an eye out on my tutorial videos. Gonna try to post those every Saturday and Sunday and keep the week for reviews. this is probably just going to come up as a special presentation because I kind of want to get it out there because it is hot. Hot, hot, hot. There's Holly and whatnot. I do have my Galaxy Shuttle is on the way, so I'm excited about that too. So I will get Galaxy Shuttle out here as well. Can't even see, these guys are so tiny. Look at how tiny they is. There. All in all, for a Haslab, I mean, the other one was bigger. And you can go on the rant of hey, they should all be huge. They should all be giant Haslabs. I don't care about the giant part. I'm hoping that Deathsaurus is at least as good as this guy. He should be, because he's going to be, I think, actually closer to Jetfire size. But I don't know. Couple things. The size, he needs to be like this tall. Like, I'm sorry, just to his head needs to be this tall. And I feel like he was when they showed this off. I'm gonna look and see if I can find some pictures of Jetfire and him together or something. But it just seemed like this mechanism was the telltale heart of it's gonna be the same size, and then it isn't. It's a lot smaller. I'm not a lot smaller, a little smaller, but the core figure, the actual core bot, also felt like it was supposed to be bigger, supposed to be closer to these guys' size. I think they just shrank it to save money, honestly. We don't know how hard it is to do that kind of stuff with tolerances and whatnot, but definitely worth the pickup, unless you are a huge Victory Saber Victory fan. I actually am a huge Victory fan. That's why this is kind of a tough subject for me. It's not like a normal one where I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, I'm cool. I really like this show because it was a sword combat transformer show. Usually all you get is just shoot, shoot, shoot. This one had a lot of sword stuff. So next year, probably around this time, we're going to get another Haslab. I'm hoping it's Leo Kaiser. I have the previous Leo Kaiser, which I had cut up and gutted the two inner bots. Yeah, we'll figure it out. And then maybe a Road Caesar. Anyway, hope you liked this review. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, and until next time, I'm Alpha Magnus. These are toys.